Many of you have ever heard of Sir Isaac Newton? Well, back in the, was it 1500s, he was sitting under a tree. You know the story. He was sitting under a tree, and an apple fell. And day after day, in the season of the apple would fall to the ground. And this happened all the time, until one day he began to ponder a thing. This is the power of pondering. He began to ponder, why does the apple fall down instead of going up or coming to the side or falling at an angle? Why does it fall straight down? And he pondered this. He thought about it. He meditated on it. And what he discovered essentially was the law of gravity. We all know him for that, the law of gravity. Well, it's, just as there's a law of gravity, there's a law of blessing and cursing. There's laws in the spirit. You can't see them, but they're at work whether you can see them or not. That is why, for example, filthy, stinking rich people who are pagans, they don't know the Lord. They can sow and sow and sow, and they get more money. Why? Because the law of sowing and reaping is not just for covenant people. It's a spiritual law. It's a spiritual law. And so spiritual laws work whether you believe in them or not. It doesn't matter. You can rebel against them. It doesn't matter. They will work. They will always work. Spiritual laws are more powerful than natural laws. See, in the natural, you can drive down I was driving down the 595 today, and I saw a sign, and it said speed limit 65, and I pretended like I didn't see it. But it doesn't matter if I saw it or not. If a police officer had happened to pull me over, he would have held me accountable for that sign. Doesn't matter if I saw it or not. We can see no trespassing signs in the natural. You can't see these signs, these laws, these markers. You can't see them in the spirit, but they're there. And so we need to understand the law of cursing and blessing. And I'm going to share about this today. I've never heard some of the things I'm saying taught anywhere, but they're in the Bible. I'm not saying no one's ever taught them. I'm saying I didn't learn them from anyone. I got it from heaven. I got it from the Bible. I'm teaching you things that are in the Bible. Somebody say amen. I don't teach things that are not in the Bible, right? And so we're going to get into this today. I really want you to see this today. We're talking about generational curses, and when we talk about that, the apple, have you ever heard the saying, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, right? The apple doesn't fall, and that's meant to say, well, if the father was an alcoholic, no doubt the son acts that way. The child takes on the physical, sometimes the spiritual, the mental characteristics of the ones who raised them, and it's environmental. You could be adopted, and the apple will still not fall far from the tree. You have environmental influences, you have DNA influences. Right? So you're influenced by your environment, you're influenced by your bloodline, you're influenced by God, and who's going to win? Amen? We want God to win. We have to let him. We have to let him. And so we see these laws. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Just because you can't see something doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It's an invisible force. You can't see the laws governing spirit, blessing and cursing, but it exists.